Right, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Half of 2018 has already gone by, right? We're already more than 1 week into July 2018. July 2018, that means 6 months gone by, yeah? Can you believe that? Half of this year has already gone by. Another half will already be into the new year, 2019, and then it goes on again and again and again. I'm currently right now here in the city of Singapore. I'm just taking a stroll. Beautiful morning here today. I can see the Marina Bay Sands building in the back, the big boat. City skyline there, Singapore Flyer in the back. I'm just taking a stroll and just trying to recalibrate. I've been to New York. This past 2 weeks I've been in 4 continents. At one point in time I was in 4 continents within 4 days. Right? I was in Australia, I was in Asia, I was in Europe, I was in North America. Right? So I went to London and New York, and now I'm back here in Singapore, and I'll probably go to Australia, Melbourne or Perth sometime soon. I'm not too sure when. I haven't decided how long I'm going to stay here for. But anyway, I'm just here for, well, I'm here in this, I don't know what this place is called, Marina Bay, some park or something. I'm just coming here for a stroll, like I said, right, to plan and to scheme, right, to scheme my direction. What am I going to do, yeah, where am I going to go? And this is really important because every time I haven't done this, things have gone haywire, right? It's just like, if you don't know where, if you have it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger says this, if you have a plane, you can have the most powerful plane in the world, right? Like the hugest engine, you can have the biggest engine plane. But if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know where you're going from A to B, then you're not going to go anywhere, right? It's pointless. There's no point. Like, you might as well freaking walk. Like, the guy who knows where he's going can walk there faster, even if it takes him 1,000 years, than if you have a plane with a huge ass engine, but you don't know where you're going. You see what I mean? There's no point if you don't know where you're going. So, but then there's also a caveat, right? You don't want to be, is this the way up? How do I get up there? I'm trying to find a way up there. We'll just walk around and we'll find it. So there's a caveat as well. You don't want to be planning every single step of the way. You don't want to be planning, okay, what am I going to be doing today at 5:13 a.m. in the morning, or, you know, all this kind of stuff. That's just doing it too much, right? I've done both sides of I've done both extremes. I've done no planning at all, absolutely no planning, waking up like, I don't have no idea what I'm going to do today, no idea what I'm going to do this week, this month, this year. I've done that before. And I've also done the other side of the extreme. I've also, you know, okay, 5:13 a.m. I'm going to be doing this. 5:16 a.m. 3 minutes later I'm going to be brushing my teeth, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. I've done that before. I've tried it. I've experimented. I haven't done that actually in some time, but what I found works best for me is having 30-minute blocks, right? Some people do 1 hour blocks, some people do 2 hour blocks, but for me, I do 30-minute blocks, depending on what kind of period of my life I'm in, right? So the past 2 weeks I've been in New York and London, and now in Singapore. I really didn't plan much, okay? So that is, so you need to, so Ecclesiastes 3, right, in the Bible, it says, you need to know there's a time for everything, right? There's a time to mourn, there's a time to fight, there's a time to rest, there's a time for everything. So there's a time to plan, and there's a time not to plan. All right, this place is pretty cool actually. I lived here in Singapore for 7 years, but I never really came here, only once or twice. So there's a time and a place for everything. So I've done both. So what I found here, like I said just now, is blocks of 30 minutes or 1 hour. So we're talking about like pretty short term already. We're talking about on the day-to-day basis. You can do that. But what I really want to get to today is big picture planning. When I say big picture, I'm talking about more than a month. Anything longer than a month, or anything longer than a couple of 3 months, 1 year, that's big picture. Anything more than a year, it's already kind of hazy. You can set a general direction, but it will still be a bit difficult. Let me see how I get up there. Go for a stroll. Be cool. Oh yeah, there's people up there. So yeah, that's what I really am doing today. Okay, let's see. Oh, and the reason why I'm here in Marina Bay to do this is because I found generally serene, tranquil locations really assist you with that, like nature. Even though this is like Singapore, like this is Singapore. Oh, I think you need to take it to something. Yeah, so the environment helps a lot as well. I noticed. That's why you travel, because when you travel, you put yourself into new environments. Okay, let me see. Give me a second. Hi, excuse me, uncle. How much does it cost to go up there? $8. $8, is it? Yeah. Is there any way for free or no? Pardon? Is it free? It's not free, right? No, $8. $8. Yeah. Okay, cool, thanks. We already suspend $8. Yeah, probably some other time. Oh, is that it? Is that it? I could have sworn there was more. But anyway, there's probably a cool view up there. But anyway, yeah, big picture planning, right? Big picture planning. So if you're struggling to do this, if you're struggling to set your direction, set your plan. Okay, where do I want to what do I want to do? Where do I want to go for the next 3 months? That's what I like to do. So what I usually do, I plan 1 year at a time, right? December 31, I make sure I get my my next year goal done. So I usually do 5 points, right? I think I made a video about this, but I usually do 5 points, right? 5 big points. Okay, what kind of stuff do I want to do? 5 main themes, right? Last year for me, it was giving back, right? Giving back, and everything I kind of did last year was really just kind of oriented around giving back, signing up for volunteer programs, working for people for free, and all this kind of stuff. Because it's all about giving back. So you set a theme, and then everything you do will kind of lead towards that. That's the big thing. So top down, right? Top down. You don't want to start, okay, it doesn't make sense to do everything in detail from if you're planning out 12 months at a time. So a big picture, top down, right? Top down, and then you can divide it based on the time frame. So I set the theme for 1 year, and then I get it down into 3 months, right? And then I do quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Every quarter I review, and then I do it half a year, right? No, actually, so I do the half year first, and then the quarter ones. So I do my first half year, January to June, and then July to December, and then I do my quarters. So what I'm doing really right now is I'm trying to get my quarter, my half year, second half year plan and scheme kind of done, right? So I know where I'm going, right? So in January this year, I decided to myself, I told myself that I'd be going to the United States of America for the first time. I'd never been to the US. I told myself, I put it down on my plan. I can show you, it's on paper, right? I put it down on paper. I said, okay, in June, July, or maybe August, I'd get myself to the US to visit, to see what makes America so great, what makes America one of the greatest, or the greatest nation in the world. That was my plan. So I put it down in January, and I said, okay, maybe around quarter 2, quarter 3, which is around this time right now, July, June, that I'd go and visit. And I did. I made it happen because I put it down, right? You put it down on paper, and then once you plan it out in your head, right? There's something about paper. It helps you kind of, get your thoughts together. Or videos. I found that videos work as well. For me, paper works. Talking to camera works as well. Just speaking out to someone, even if it's just the camera, or you can even use a mirror if you're that crazy. But just see what works for you. Plan it out, right? Get a piece of paper, write it out, like what I did. I've been doing this ever since 2015, and I've seen massive, monumental, huge changes in my life because of that, because of this simple trick of just putting things down on paper and planning them out, you know? So you wouldn't believe what kind of stuff I've been able to do just because I manifested it. I manifested it on paper, right? This is not some voodoo magic, or if you're not spiritual, if you don't believe in God, it doesn't even matter. Right? You just put it down on paper and your mind will work towards that. You keep it in front of you. You see it every day. Okay, in June, July, I'm going to go to the United States of America. And then boom. Like the timing, all that. Initially I was like, how the hell am I going to find time? Where am I going to find time or resources to make this happen? But boom, you put it down on paper, you make it happen. That's what I mean by turning the impossible into the possible, turning unreal into real, making dreams a reality. And that's how you do it. That's one of the ways you do it, putting it down on paper. And it's also very important to walk around, putting yourself into new environments, new places, like places of nature or synthetic nature, like this place is. It's not real nature, but it's close enough. And just putting your plans, like what I really mean, like you guys know what I mean, right? You guys are smart people. If you're watching this, you guys are smart. You guys are aware, right? Because the people who aren't aware, aren't even watching this, they would have closed that the first 30 seconds. Anyhow, we know that the most successful people in the world, in every industry, they had a direction. They knew where they were going. Right? It's not like they were just wandering around completely, right? Don't quote me on that, because it's important to have your free time and just chill and take it easy, like kind of right now. Right now, especially when you're trying to be creative, right? Like right now, I'm trying to be creative in I'm trying to create my plans and my visions, and taking a break, taking a sabbatical, or taking a couple of days off. This is what a lot of successful people do. They take time off. They probably, they have a holiday home somewhere, or they fly somewhere, they buy a plane ticket somewhere, and then they just go. And then they just, visit some place, and, just kind of discover themselves. And this is important for creativity. I've told this to many people before, but a lot of my greatest ideas and most just brilliant ideas have come when I was somewhere else from home, away from home. When I was either traveling or talking to someone else, talking to someone new. These kinds of things don't happen when you sit in your room. These kinds of things don't happen when you're just, in your office and just, okay, what am I gonna do today? You need to get out, get outside, go for a walk. Go somewhere nice, kind of peaceful, or nature, or even if you think it's necessary, buy a plane ticket somewhere. It doesn't have to be too far away. If you're in Europe, it's very easy to travel around. If you're in Singapore, very easy. You can buy a $50 plane ticket to Bali, somewhere. Get a few days off. In the weekend, you can take Friday off, leave Thursday afternoon or whatever, and then just go. This is so important, yeah. And by the way, guys, I practice what I preach. Everything I say, everything I tell you guys to do, I do it myself. I'm doing this, so that's what I'm doing. But I just really wanted to make this video to just remind everyone, okay? If you're watching this late, whatever, it still applies. Okay, if you're watching this in December or October, doesn't matter. Just plan for the next upcoming quarter, right? In January, February, March, that's one quarter. April, May, June, that's another quarter. You know what I mean? Plan for the quarters and plan for your half a year. Doesn't have to be too detailed. You can spend 30 minutes. Doesn't even take that long to do it. Right? Take you 30 minutes. Okay. I kind of have a direction where I want to go. Yeah. Okay. For July, August, September, this is what I want to do. I want to work for someone. I want to follow someone around. I want to go back to school. I want to have a part-time job. I want to get fit. Oh, and another tip that I can give you guys is to separate your goals up into 5 sections, right? 5 sections. Number 1, spiritual, right? Spiritual, your relationship with God, right? How is your spiritual well-being going? Are you praying every day? Are you, how's your praise and worship? I'm a Christian. I believe in God. You might not. whatever, spiritual, still take care of that. Number one, spiritual, you know. What is your contribution to the world? That is part of spiritual. That's your higher purpose. That's number one, spiritual. Number two, physical, okay? What are you doing to help keep your physical health in check? I got this hand grip strengthener because my hand's been a bit weak lately, so I've been strengthening it. So that's part of my physical. Yeah? Physical, you can maybe say, oh, I need to go to the gym more. I need to go to the gym more. I need to do more cardio. I need to eat better. Yeah, drink more water. Physical, that can be part of your plans. What do you want to do for this quarter? What do you want to do for this month? Yeah. And then the next one is mental. Mental is how many, like books. It's all about the brain. Yeah, it's all about the brain. Your academics, if you're studying, if you're a student, this kind of falls under mental as well. You know, how many books do you want to read this month? How many books? What do you want to study? You know, what YouTube videos do you need to learn? What audiobooks do you need to buy, or what courses do you need to buy? Yeah, that's mental. And then the next thing is social. Right. Next thing is social. Okay. How are your relationships going? Yeah. You can plan this as well. Do I need to get more friends? You know, some people do need to get more friends, and then other people, they need to get less friends. They need to cut their circle down. Right? There's too much BS in their lives. Right? It all depends on you, and the only way you find this out. Oh, look at this. This is a cool as. That's pretty cool. This is pretty cool. It all depends on you. Right? Some people might have more. They might need less friends. Some people might need more. Some people might, you know, it's all about you. And the only way you know is by taking time out alone. Yeah, leave your phone at home, or turn it off, or airplane mode, or whatever, and just start to have your own thoughts. When I was traveling, I had a lot of time to myself. I was forced to have alone time with my thoughts. I couldn't block them out, because when you're traveling alone, right, travel alone, it's one of those things. On a side note, that's one of the things you want to do before you die. So there's a couple of things that you should do. Maybe I should do a video on this, but skydiving, I've done that. You know, traveling alone, going to a different continent, 4 continents, 4 days. Anyways, yeah, this is only something that you can do when you have time alone, when you can listen to your own thoughts, right? When you can listen to your own thoughts, you can't distract yourself. You can't distract yourself with friends. You can't distract yourself with drinking or cigarettes or drugs or alcohol or sex or whatever. Right? You have time alone, and you really get your priorities straight. And it's true. This is where a lot of big eureka moments happen, when you have time alone and you get to listen to your own thoughts. So I've been doing that a lot, and it's really been helping me to kind of reevaluate my own priorities. You know, I have a better sense of where I'm going and what I want to do this half year and the next few months. Not perfect, because I've also had a lot of time doing random stuff. I should be doing this more. That's why it's important to block out a morning, block out a day, you know, because you know the law of Murphy's law says that the world and the universe, the physical universe, tends towards a towards entropy, the law of entropy, right? Where things tend to get messy if you don't. That's why it's easy for a room to get messy, but it's hard to keep it clean. You know, if you do nothing, it will get messy. But it takes energy to keep things in order. So this is just how the world works. So it takes energy. Yeah. Anyway, this video has been. I've kind of sidetracked a bit, but this is what I mean. You know, my main point is make sure you're taking time out of the day, or your month, or your week, or whatever, to have time out to plan, to strategize, to scheme. You know, and make sure you're doing this alone. You can talk to people, but what I found most is, like I said just now, walking around in nice environments, conducive environments, different environments, maybe nature or a nice view or calm, or water's good. You know, there's something about waters. Go for a stroll in the park, or if you really need it, you can buy a airplane ticket and just hop overseas somewhere, or get out of the country for a few days, or even drive somewhere. You know, 100 miles, 200 miles. You know, Bill Gates, you know, what he does is he takes these book vacations. He literally just takes time off from work, from his philanthropy. He's working full-time on his Bill Gates Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Philanthropy Foundation. And then he just goes somewhere, brings a bag of books, and then he just focuses and spends a couple of days reading the books and catching up on books. So, what I'm sharing with you today, many great people use this tactic. Many great people use this strategy. They take time out. So my question to end this video is, where can you, number one, where can you go to have time out alone? Right? Does it mean you have to go overseas? Do you have to go overseas? Or can it be you can just, you know, go to the park down the road or somewhere else? Where do you have to go? Do you have to buy an airplane ticket? Do you have to drive somewhere? Do you have to take the train somewhere or a bus somewhere? Do you have to buy a ticket? Where is that place that you can go, that you can have time alone for one day, even a couple of hours, 30 minutes even, where you can have time alone with your own thoughts? Alright, with your own thoughts. That's question number one. Alright, question number two. What do you need to do this half year? This half year, July 2018 onwards to December, as your new goal, right? And what did you do well? What did you do well the past year, the past half year, and what do you need to do better? Yeah, so that's number two. And number three, I want you to tag someone who needs to see this video. I share this link with someone. All right, this good stuff that I'm sharing with you guys, you know, I want you to share with people. Right? It's free. I'm not earning any money off doing this. I'm just sharing what I know, right? And plus, it also helps me. Like I mentioned this before, it helps me doing these videos. It helps me kind of organize my own thoughts, right? And it kind of allows me to keep track. I have some kind of a record as well, a video record, so I can look back on this at the end of this year and go like, oh yeah, okay, you were doing this here in Singapore and Marina Bay. Yeah, so tag someone or share this video with someone who needs to see it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. 1, 2, 3. Write it down. You don't have to share with me. You don't have to comment it, but if you want to, you can comment it down below, or wherever the comment section is. And yeah, if you don't want to, that's fine as well. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, Matthew_Yao. I do daily updates on Instagram stories, and you can get more motivation, more interesting thoughts, if you're interested, of course, if you're interested. And I share a lot about motivation, business, entrepreneurship, getting mentors, and all that good stuff. Anyways, I'm here in Singapore City, the beautiful city of Singapore. And it's a bit hot here. I don't know why I'm wearing long pants. Singapore, it's super hot. Anyways, peace out.